Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that our magazine deals with, Stir Magazine. It deals with the art of living. So I'd like to ask each of you, how do you define the art of living?
The art of living. I think the art of living is kind of what Ray just...
What the hell did you get me into here?
I never know.
I'm not giving up my secrets. Go ahead. Shoot,
Well,
buddy.
I was going to put it in the memoir. No, I think it's the art of living is following your passion. You know, it is being kind of a kid. You know, never losing that kid spirit that you have. You know, when you become an adult, things weigh you down and stuff. But I think one of the reasons this music has lasted so long is because it's fun, happy music. There's no seriousness about it. There's not a political message in rock and roll at this point. This is before all that.
Yeah.
And this is why I think it's persevered, is because it does make people feel good. It makes me feel good to play it. People ask me all the time, "Are you tired of playing this music?" I'm like, "No.
Yeah.
I love playing. Would I be tired of having this kind of response from an audience? No way."
Yeah.
Right.
It's great.
I gotta tell you, when I was I was talking.
I wasn't done yet, Ray.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He was going to say something profound here in about 5 minutes.
That's why I cut him off. Go ahead, finish. Go finish. I was, it's exactly the same thing. I was talking to my nephew the other day, and I said, "Yeah, we're going to do a Canadian tour, and then because we just left L.A. and we did a show in L.A. And then we went to, where did we go? Fredericton?
Fredericton and
Yeah, we flew here, went to Fredericton.
St. John's.
We did St. John's. We got on the plane this morning, got up at 4:30, got on the plane, flew here, did sound check, went back to the hotel, got ready, and came back here. So, I mean, we haven't even slept yet, basically. You know, but I tell you what.
True rock and roll.
But I'm not complaining because like I said, I was talking to my nephew and he goes, "Ray, man, you're living the dream." And I'm like, you know, yeah, we are living the dream because I get to go and get out there and shake my butt and get paid for it.
Yeah, right on.
I mean,
Please don't talk about that, please.
Oh, sorry. You know, I mean, we get to go and travel and see all over the world, and it's great, and we get to hang out. I mean, we love each other here. These guys. I've been in other bands before. Let me tell you, and other shows and so forth, and we don't even talk to each other. But these guys here, I mean, like I said, we've been together longer than a marriage, and it's great. I'm happy to be here, man. I get up every morning saying thank you. Every morning I get up.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's
I get
awesome.
to do what I like to do.
Okay, I'm going to fire some questions at you quickly. What was the most challenging part of this, Jay?
Getting on stage.
Yeah?
That was it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't raised to do it, and for the first several times, it was just, I could take a drink of this and have a mouthful of water and blow it out, and you wouldn't see. I mean, I was so dried up. It's amazing what your nerves will do to you.
Yeah.
And no, it was actually just being able to get out on the stage. I was scared to death.
What's something that you learned from this, Ray? This journey, this tour?
Something that I've learned, I don't know. I just never give up. Give up what your dream is. I mean, it doesn't happen for everybody.
Right.
You know, when I was a kid, playing my guitar, sitting in my room, going, I can't get this chord. You know, never ever did I ever think in my wildest dream that I would be on a big stage singing and performing, wanting to do that. I wanted to be a pilot or an electrician or something. I still love doing that. But just to get, I got to tell you, I was one of the last people to sing in Maple Leaf Gardens before they shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, Center Ice, I was singing. 20,000 people were up there singing.
Wow.
You know, we sang the Sky. I did the Sky Dome. I did everything.
Yeah.
And just to do that alone, you know, I've met people in this business that I never ever thought I would ever meet. I know a lot of Elvis Presley's people, original band members.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine. I can call them on the phone, and we know Bobby V and Fabian and all those old rock and roll, Danny and the Juniors and the Diamonds. They're all friends of mine. Never in my Pat Boone. Never in my wildest dream that I.
Pat Boone?
Pat Boone.
Well, you never told me that.
We never told you that?
We'll start hanging
tell you
out more.
about
Yeah.
We did John and I did a show in L.A. And
Let me know when you get Debbie's
we
number.
didn't know. Oh yeah, right. Mormon did this. Oh, anyway, we were doing a show in L.A. and so they were rehearsing this Pat Boone. I I said, there's a Pat Boone here tonight? And we thought it would be an impersonator.
Right.
And the guy said, yeah, there's going to be a Pat Boone here tonight. So I said, okay. So here we are doing our thing, and we didn't get a chance to rehearse because everything was rush.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm like, that's Pat Boone. He goes, oh yeah, he's here tonight. I'm like, that's the real Pat Boone. and he came and he hung out with us, and he's like, you go,
Yeah.
man, if I was 20 years younger, I'd be hanging out with you guys and touring with you. He did. Didn't he? He did that.
That's
Yeah.
a great
So
comment.
just hanging with him, it's great, you know.
Yeah.
You get to meet just, you know, for me anyways, it's great. I love it, you know.
John, the most magical part of this journey for you?
I'd have to say kind of similar to what Ray said, but just meeting people, you know, just it doesn't matter if it's like Buddy's brothers or Buddy's widow, but people, like people that are here tonight, just meeting people from every province or state or country we've gone into, and just sharing that experience. We run into people that were at some of these original shows. You know, we saw Buddy Holly. They went out for pizza with these guys. You know,
Yeah.
that's the kind of rock and roll stars those guys were back then. They went out for pizza after the show with the folks that they never met before.
Yeah.
So that impresses me, and I kind of feel the same way. I love sharing things with people, and it's any kind of live theater thing is always a shared event. So that's the most magical thing for me, is that shared event.
I think this gentleman has a question.
Yes, sir.
Did you try to authenticate the equipment, like your guitar?
Yeah, we did. I've got Buddy played really with heavy strings, and they were flat wounds, and they didn't have real thin strings back then that heavy metal players use today, and you know, and that's why his guitar sounds so full and rich and clear, is because they're real fat, thick strings. We used to use a vintage mic, but the thing fed back so much we chucked that. We used to use cords out of our guitars, but Ray and I share the same amp, so it was just easier for us to have wirelesses on. And Buddy was an innovator anyway, so I justify that by going, he probably would have had one anyway.
Oh yeah. My guitar, actually, it's
Yeah.
funny that you asked that. That guitar, I just, before we got on the airplane to come, well, I live in Branson, Missouri, okay? And just before I got on the plane, I was outside waving down the FedEx guy because I bought this guitar. It's an original 1956 225 TD, okay? And it cost me a lot of money for this. But you know what? We're doing this, and that's the exact guitar that Ritchie used
And it
to
won't
play.
be paid for till next year sometime.
So keep coming to the shows.
Yeah, please.
I've been looking for a guitar like that for years and years, and finally I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet because all my money is going down in stocks anyway, so I might as well put it somewhere where I
That's
know what's
true.
going. And I am so proud of that guitar. It's an original,
But
everything.
before she waves you off,
What?
I'm going to answer the magical question.
Okay.
For me,
Yeah.
never knowing my father, and then to get out and to see what he means to people and what his music, and even more so, really Dad, Buddy, and Richie, and what their deaths meant. That, so many people would come up and say, they knew where they were when JFK was assassinated, or when this happened, and the people that were in high school back then, and now they can say, I remember what class or where I was when I heard the news, and how it affected their lives, and for me also to be able to learn about the Big Bopper side, and also I learned about the JP side, but being able to travel, like he says, and meet the people.
Yeah.
This February is a special thing. It will be 50 years. My father and them played the Surf Ballroom, February 2nd on a Monday, 1959. This February 2nd, 2009, we will be in the Surf Ballroom, 50 years to the day and date. How much
Wow.
more special can it get that I'm going to be, where Dad spent his last night, where he last smiled and had, those kind of things. The crickets will be there, Buddy Holly's original crickets.
Yeah, they
You know,
came up with us.
Just so many people that are going to be there and celebrating this moment, so please look for that. It's going to be filmed. But those are the things that I obviously never thought I'd do. My situation is not unique in the sense that I didn't have a father, or where my father was killed before I was born. That's happened to many people. Where I'm very fortunate is what Dad did, what he did, and then I'm able to get out and meet people and hear the stories. And just about everywhere I go, someone says, I was there, or I saw him at this concert, or my mother was there, or something. So there's always a story
powerful.
to be told. Yes.
Yeah,
So it's been great for me in that regard.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. Oh, sorry, one more question.
When are you coming back?
Whenever you want us.
Ray Anthony, John Mueller, J.P. Richardson Jr. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. That's fun.